Hello and welcome back to Archival Diaries. I'm your host Reena and I'm thrilled to have you here today. Today we are going to step into a situation that many of us face at some point in life, that is renting or buying a house. This is one of those real life conversations where English can play a huge role, especially if you are moving to a new city or even a new country. Imagine how much more confident you will feel when you know the right words and phrases to use while dealing with landlords, real estate agents, or even neighbors. Let's begin with a little story. Imagine you have just moved to a new city for work. You are staying with a friend for a few days, but now it's time to look for your own place. You walk into a real estate office, and the agent greets you with a smile and says, "How can I help you?" Now, if you know the right vocabulary, you can confidently reply, "I'm looking for a two-bedroom apartment in a safe neighborhood, preferably close to public transport." See how direct and clear that sounds? That's the power of knowing how to talk about housing in English. When you are renting, there are some important words you will often hear, that is lease, deposit, rent, furnished, unfurnished, landlord, tenant, maintenance, utilities. For example, you might ask, "Is the apartment fully furnished?" or "How much is the monthly rent?" and "What does it include?" If you want to know about extra charges, you can say, "Are utilities like electricity and water included in the rent?" or "Do I have to pay them separately?" These questions not only make you sound confident but also help you avoid confusion later. Let's take this a bit further. Suppose you find an apartment you really like. You might want to clarify the agreement. You could ask, "How long is the lease?" Or "Is there a security deposit and is it refundable?" And if you want to negotiate politely, you might say, "The rent is a little higher than my budget. Is there any room for negotiation?" This way, you are not just asking questions, you are also showing that you can handle conversations respectfully and smartly. Now, let's shift to buying a house. Buying is, of course, a bigger decision, and the vocabulary gets even more detailed. You will hear words like mortgage, down payment, property value, loan, interest rate, real estate agent, and paperwork. For example, if you are interested in a property, you might say, "I would like to know the asking price of this house," or "What is the down payment required?" If you are speaking with a bank, you could say, "I would like to apply for a home loan and I want to understand the interest rates and repayment options." These are everyday sentences in the world of real estate, and knowing them makes your conversation smooth and professional. I'll give you another short example. Imagine you are touring a house with an agent. You can ask, "What year was this house built?" or "Has the property been recently renovated?" You can also express your preferences. "I'm looking for a house with a spacious kitchen and a balcony." These small details not only show your interest but also help the agent guide you better. Sometimes you may need to decline politely. Let's say the house is not what you are looking for. Instead of just saying, "No, I don't like it," you can say, "Thank you for showing me this property, but it doesn't quite meet my requirements. I'm looking for something with more natural light." This way, you remain polite and professional. And here is something interesting. Housing conversations often go beyond just money or space. They also touch on lifestyle. For example, you might ask, "Is this area family friendly?" Or "Are there schools, hospital, and grocery stores nearby?" When you ask such questions, you are not just showing interest in the house, you are also showing that you are thoughtful about your living environment. Now, let me connect this back to English learning. When you practice these kind of conversations, you are not only preparing for real life situations, but you are also building a more advanced vocabulary. Think about how much more confident you will feel if you can talk about deposits, leases, mortgages, or even renovation in English without hesitation. So, the next time you imagine yourself renting or buying a house, think of it as a role play in English. Picture yourself walking into a real estate office or speaking with a landlord. Practice asking, "What is the monthly rent?" or "How soon can I move in?" or even, "I would like to make an offer on this property." The more you practice, the more natural these sentences will become. As we wrap up today's episode, let's remember this. Finding a house is not just about bricks and walls, it's about creating a home. And being able to talk about it confidently in English makes the whole experience smoother and more rewarding. So, practice these phrases, build your vocabulary, and next time you step into a housing conversation, you will sound both clear and confident. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this episode has given you useful expressions and the confidence to talk about renting or buying a house in English. Keep practicing, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, happy learning and happy speaking.